Hey there, good evening. This is Kristina with Atlantis Inside. I hope you had a fabulous Friday. Although, gosh, it doesn't seem like Friday. I've been so busy all week. I just kind of wanted to start making these YouTube videos and my own channel because I remember what an important part of my journey they were. There was this incredible individual named Dr. Ralph Smart, and I would play him once a day, every day, on some very just basic topics, and it really changed the way I, thought about my life and how much more positive it can be and how much power you have over your own life and your own choices and your own moods and your own everything, just everything. And that's why I decided to start making these videos. Well, today a gentleman reached out to me and said, hey, what is Atlantis Inside all about? How can I learn more about this? And I said, Atlantis Inside it's a community. It is for everything holistic, metaphysical, spiritual, universal, religion, everything, all balled up into one, because that's what we believe. We're all one. We have different belief systems. We have different ways of thinking, but at the end of the day, we're all one. We're made up of the same thing. And that's what we believe. So I explained that to him, and he said, well, my goodness, I've been so inspired by your videos and your posts, and I really would like to meet up with you. So I met up with him, and we got to talking, and there were some concerns within his life with acting out aggressively or anger issues. And while I've never suffered from that, I have been in some very depressed states, anxious, all of those things that sometimes we go through. We do. And I got a chance to kind of pick in that and be a light for this person, which I appreciated so much. And I always learn so much through teaching. And in this session, it just reminded me that we all have our own individual challenges that we face ourselves, things we don't like about ourselves, behaviors, habits, all kinds of different things, states of mind, things we want to blame on outside sources. Oh my God, my job is so horrible. My partner or spouse is such a bitch, or I failed a test. I didn't have time to study. I'm getting fat, whatever. It's all just these things that we get so used to saying and feeling, forgetting that we have control over those things. And we all have something that we don't like about ourselves. So instead of acting out aggressively, I feel like we can kind of rewire and reprogram the way that we even see the problem. For instance, I read a book, and it's called The Compound Effect, and it's just these tiny little baby step decisions that compound into one big monumental place in your life. Let's say you decide to have a blueberry muffin, a big one, every day for 3 years. Well, you're probably going to be much heavier than Sally, who decided to have a yogurt parfait, right? So we have these decisions that compound. Well, if we can start to break down the way that we're thinking, those compounded decisions and frames of mind leave you with a gigantic, beautiful result. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it sounds a little over your head. I've been there. It's like, okay, these people sound like hippies and tree huggers and outrageous. Just no, it just doesn't seem worth it. But if you can actually dig into those ideas, I promise you it will make a difference. So we have our mind, and if it's thinking very negative, we can slowly start making it more positive. And one of the ways that I did that when I was very first starting was, before my feet even hit the floor, coming out of bed, I would say in my mind 5 things I am grateful for. I am grateful that I woke up today. I am grateful that I have my own home. I am grateful that I can go to my refrigerator and have something to eat. I am grateful that I have a job bringing in money. I'm grateful for good family and friends. Whatever it is that you are grateful for, I find that it has so much power. Gratitude has power, and it has power over our entire day. And it slowly starts to rewire how your mind works. And it's incredible. And I never ever dreamed that I would have that result, but I gave it a try. And before you knew it, my mind literally shed most of my ego. It shed almost everything negative. I mean, my friends are like, oh my God, how are you so positive? How are you so happy? That's why I keep saying, you have to just think. You have to just kind of be quiet, and stop talking and start listening to things. I also feel like affirmations are very important. While I'd be making coffee, I would say, I am deserving of all good things, and they will come to me. They will come to me. And yes, it feels silly and it feels awkward and it feels dramatic, especially if you're not by yourself. I live here by myself, so it was no big deal. But if you have, friends, family, children, whatever, you're going to feel silly until it becomes part of you. And you're like, screw that. I'm deserving of all good things. And who's going to stop it? And that's how you're going to feel. And that's how your life is going to operate. And everyone will see it. And it will change your entire world. It's the power of being grateful. And then, of course, that goes into the laws of attraction, too. If you have heard of The Secret or have not heard of This Secret, it is a pretty cool documentary on Netflix. I mean, it's kind of... You got to stick with it, really. It seems kind of silly. But then again, that's part of how you rewire your thinking. Instead of saying, I'm so scared, I will not fear. I'm so tired. I feel well rested. I just around and around we go. And, I applied for this job. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. Who knows? Well, you're leaving way too much up to the universe to decide for you. Don't leave so much out there to be decided for you on an energetic level. I applied for the job. I will get it because I am deserving of that job. I will react in a more positive way the next time I decide to get angry. I will become more in touch with who I am on the inside, so that is projected on the outside. So that way, I don't have so much conflict and so much confrontation. And I'm not going to eat that muffin day after day after day, which makes me feel heavy, sluggish, tired. My clothes don't fit. Now you're grumpy and your girlfriend's mad at you or your boyfriend, whoever, and they're mad at you because you're not acting right. Well, because you're not happy with you. So you kind of have to start inside and inside your mind and control your thoughts. It's more powerful than electricity. And eventually you start to feel it. You can feel the different parts of your brain working. You can feel it. I mean, I promise you, it sounds crazy. I sound crazy, I know. For those of you that know me, and many of you do, you're going to be like, oh my God, is this Kristina? Well, it is. I've changed. I've evolved. And you can too. You don't have to be stuck in a job. You don't have to wake up miserable. You have two ways to look at life. If you're on a bus, you look out to this window and it's dark and it's dreary. Well, if you look out this window and it's sunny and it's perfect and it's what you want, well, that's how life is. You can have either one and it's up to you. And I feel so passionately about helping people realize this because we forget. For some reason, we forget. We're walking around on planet Earth and we're paying bills and we're raising kids and, we're taking antidepressants and we're not quiet enough to know anything. That's why I'm passionate about helping you to rewire your thought system. It does work. It really does. And your feelings are the most powerful thing. If you feel fear, I encourage you to quickly unplug from that. Like picture like a switchboard. Here's fear and you feel it, just pull that out and just stop that because you're sending out a signal to the universe, I am scared, which brings more scary things. Whereas if you take that and you plug into happiness, you're going to feel more happiness. I mean, doesn't it sound pretty mathematical? It's math. It is a perfect science and it's real. And it's, Google it. You don't have to believe me. On that same token, that's why I encourage meditation so much because, even if you just try it right now, I know it's so hard, but just close your eyes and start to feel your body, hear the sounds around you, and silence the mind. And you send out a signal to the universe that says, I am ready to receive a message. And you will get a message. And the message is going to tell you to slow down, or to, whatever. You will see it, you will hear it, and then that will be yours. That's your gift to carry with you through your life. And then that's when the good part of the compound effect starts happening, and then just amazing things start happening. So, about 2 years ago, I was in a job where, and I have friends that are probably going to watch this and can totally vouch for this. I was coming home from work unable to stop crying. My jaw was locked and I was just so unhappy. Slowly but surely, I was able to make some pretty big moves and some pretty big decisions to get out of that. I was partying too much, and I drank too much, and I did a lot of other things I shouldn't be doing. So I've been there, and I've been broke, and I've been heartbroken. But you don't have to stay in that place. You don't have to. And it becomes a vicious cycle. And we tend to surround ourselves with the people that are going through the same things. And you will find your way out of it. It's just a matter of beginning to think outside of the box, if you will. I have a very wise friend the other day that said, if you looked at the footprint that you're leaving, let's picture your life as mud, okay? And you're walking, and look at the footprint that you're leaving. Well, you're leaving the same one, right? Over and over again. It's a big footprint. And right now you're imprinting something, whatever it is that you're imprinting. Let's consider the fact that maybe it's time to change the shoe, because maybe you want to leave a different imprint here while you're here. And I feel like all the magic in the world and all of the love in the world is all inside of us, like inside of you. And we're connected by that. And we're connected by some pain and confusion and darkness. And we're all connected by that. But we're also found in that. And we're saved from that. And that's what I want to show you, is how to change your mind, rewire it like a hard reset, like shut her down, let's reboot, and elevate up a notch, to come up. Everyone deserves to come up, right? Raise the roof. Okay, so instead of babbling on and on and on about it, I sometimes I struggle to know if I danced around the topic so much, because I get so passionate and I get so, plus I'm hot, this candle back here, about one thing, and I feel like I kind of dance around it. My point is that I'm making these videos to share with you my progress as an enlightened individual, as a spiritual individual, and as someone who's pursuing a career as a coach and a spiritual advisor. And I'm also lucky enough to be getting pretty close to publishing a book. And who would have ever thought I would have done that? Not me. No way. No. I wasn't anywhere near that. And I want everybody to be able to wake up and know that you can do the same thing, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is that you feel like that's holding you back. It's not real. It's imaginary. It's in your head, and you can change that. And when you do, sometimes it can be a little scary, and it can be a little confusing. When I was first waking up, I'm like, oh my gosh, and I almost started feeling like guilty about, what did I put myself through? Did I really waste this much time? Did I really do this in this scenario? Did I really what have I done? Well, you gotta let it go. It's time to let it go, because we all have a story, and your story is not over. Perhaps it's just beginning. So just tune into my videos. I know they seem a little outlandish, but I will start progressing a little bit more through some of the ideas that I'm learning through my writing and through my coaching and through these awesome individuals that I'm meeting. I mean, I'm meeting some of the coolest people and some of the sweetest, kindest, gentlest people that I never thought that I would meet. You know, we're all like, oh, these drama friends and this and that. To hell with that. To hell with that. Nobody needs that. So anyways, tune into my videos. I'm going to go step by step, like how I'm experiencing it. So it's not me just talking. I mean, I'm really going through these things too. And we can talk about it together. And that's what's so exciting. Because we're all connected. One soul, one love. Atlantis inside. Good night. Have a good weekend.